Welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2 Mask of the Betrayer. This is Big Los, and we are outside the Death God's vault. So before we go in, why don't we have a word with Gann?
Ah, good. I was hoping we could speak for a moment. It has been some time since I traveled with someone I can trust. As such, I have been more open with you than with others I have had the misfortune to meet in Rashomon. Opening oneself to another touched by the spirits, however, can have other effects. It can open one's inner sight, the eye that one uses while dreaming, the dreamer's eye in the Rashemi tongue.
What does this dreamer's eye do?
You will notice you see many things clearer than before. You may find yourself finishing others' sentences or shaping their incomplete thoughts. I also suspect this sight will allow you to see the spirits of others easier, should you use your powers on them, and possibly quench your hunger more fully. But that is just speculation.
Forgive me, but I don't deserve this, and I can't accept it.
It is not a choice. The land and the spirits have already placed it upon you. If I were you, I would graciously accept it, and do not struggle against it. I have not. Your dreamer's eye is open now, whether you realize it or not. Even should we be apart, or I should fall in battle, it will remain open. I think you will find the world and those who dream within it to be even more fascinating than before.
Based on Gann's influence status with you, Loyal, you have gained the influence-based feat Dreamer's Eye, giving you a bonus to Charisma and a bonus to your spirit powers. Whatever those may be, but we'll find out later. Let's see.
Of course. Ask what you will, and I will do my best to answer.
You have anything else to say? No, doesn't look like it. Never mind. Let's continue on. So let's check out this feat. It looks like we got another point to Charisma, and it looks like we got another point to the good for saying that we couldn't accept the gift. So that brought us back up. Remember, we went 10 points down when we completed the Lich's ritual in the last episode. So this Dreamer's Eye, it gives +1 to Charisma and +5% bonus to Devour's Spirit ability. We don't know what that is yet, but we will find out later. Okay, so we're inside the Death God's vault. So let's go on up in here. We'll switch back to melee weapons. And who do we have here? Looks like an angel. Let's try to pick her pocket.
There are few who would brave the tattered black gates that tie this shadow Mulsantir to its twin. Yet you have come, brave or not. What is your reason for coming here? Has something called you to this place?
Your eyes and wings, they speak of a celestial heritage.
It is said that when one looks into shadow long enough, it leaves its mark on your senses, and that even one's eyes can adjust to the darkness. But my eyes have always been such. As with my wings, both are marks of Mount Celestia. My name is Kaelyn the Dove, formerly of the House of the Triad. My spirit now lies within the House of Ilmater.
Ilmater, the god of martyrs and suffering, correct?
You know his name and his acts, then. He calls us all, and comforts the wounded. Even in this place, I can feel his presence, and it grants me the strength to continue on.
What brings a priest of Ilmater to the Shadow Plane?
I seek entrance to the depths of this vault. The next stage of my pilgrimage lies there, and this gate before me is but another obstacle placed in my path.
Do you know how to open the gate?
I have stood before this door and studied its surface for days countless, and let my eyes fall upon black, the thin etchings of its surface. If you relax your eyes to the shadow, you see the true depths of the artistry of these mosaics, some written in ash, others in shale, slate, and dyed tile black. Within these shades is a key, and once unlocked, the path will continue on.
Okay, don't answer one. You'll lose influence. How did you get to the Shadow Plane?
I have spent most of my life traveling the plains. Even so, it took me a long time to sense the ebb and flow of the portals in Mulsantir. With enough concentration, I was able to bridge them, although, judging from your strength, it was more difficult for me than for you.
Are the portals in the Shadow Plane affected by time, like ones in Mulsantir?
That is a good question. I know the ones in Mulsantir unveil themselves at night. If so, the darkness of the Shadow Plane should leave the portals to Mulsantir always open, but that is merely a guess. Although, since the flow of streets, and even potential obstructions, in Mulsantir may not be here, there may be more portals here than were evident in Mulsantir. I have not explored enough to say. But again, what I offer are guesses only. Do not take my words as truth unless you have a chance to test the portals yourself.
Have you noticed anything else while you've been here?
Most of my time has been spent reaching this place, but I have seen fires in the distance here in the Shadow Plane, but I do not know who else is here. I spotted them down by the ferry. I suspect they may be visitors like us. The native creatures I have encountered have little use for flame.
Well, that's good to know. Maybe we'll check that out later. Why would anyone come here from the realms?
I think the two of us may not be the ones best suited to ask such a question, as we both came here with purposes of our own. As for others, seclusion is one reason. The Shadow Plane is a place to hide secrets, close but beyond the reach of most thieves or watchers. Evil things may transpire here, far from the eyes of others.
How did you fight your way past all those creatures?
It was actually easier to go forward than retreat, so do not think me brave. Many were the shadows that I fought on my way here, and as I explored this place, they arose anew from the darkness. I suspect that with the passage of time, even the opponents you faced on the way here may arise again to face you.
How fast do the creatures here return?
I believe they returned within a day's cycle. It may have been less. Time is difficult to track within this plane.
Okay, so we know the spawning rate. This structure is more massive than the one in Mulsantir.
It is. Unlike the other structures, it is not a shadow of Mulsantir. It was purposely built on the Shadow Plane by priests of Merkel.
Merkel? But the structure in Mulsantir is a temple of Kelimvor.
Even the roles of gods and their priests can change in time. Merkel was once god of the dead, and then Kelimvor took up that role. But Merkel's creations still remain.
Why did the priests of Merkel build it here?
This place was chosen for its secrecy. Few can travel here as they would in the realms, and even once here, fewer can survive its inhabitants. Its purpose was a library and a prison. The priests of Merkel used it to store valuable artifacts and relics. They also imprisoned enemies of the faith here, ones they needed to keep in shadow and silence.
What did they do with them?
For those who needed to be silenced forever, or had simply passed on to the City of Judgment, a crematorium was also said to lie within these walls. Merkel had many enemies, both within his temples and without. Many died in Merkel's name with no one to hear their last words, with no one to help ease their suffering.
Okay. I think we did that one. How much of this structure have you explored?
Beyond the Great Hall? Not far. Many of Merkel's priests remain in the antechambers. I did not wish to reveal myself to them until I had finished my studies of the gate to the level below. Still, I suspect I will only find what I seek in the side chambers, where the priests still carry out Merkel's rituals.
I thought this place was abandoned.
The disciples of Merkel remain, but they are mummified now. They are difficult opponents, but perhaps together we may best them. I can lend my powers to yours if you wish.
Mummified priests? Any advice on dealing with them?
My belief in Ilmater may allow us to defeat them simply by faith alone, by turning them. Some may be too strong for such power, however. Fire may serve us well against them, but be careful not to let them get too close. Their touch carries rot and disease, tools of Merkel. If you wish me to join you in defeating them, it may be worthwhile to let me rest, so I can pray to Ilmater for spells to fight such diseases before we continue on.
Okay, I think we did most of these. Let's
Even
try
the
it
roles
again.
of gods and their priests can change in time.
Yeah,
Merkel
we did
was
that
once
one.
god of the dead, and then Kelimvor took up that. I have spent most of my life trapped with enough concentration.
Yeah, we did this one
I was
too.
able to bridge them, although, judging from your strength, it was more
Okay,
difficult
would you
for me
consider
than for
traveling
you.
with us? Perhaps we could help you.
I would welcome company. My watch here has been a silent one. Still, my purpose is here. I must find a way to the lower vault. No matter what I try, this gate blocks my efforts. I can find no key, no means of opening it. I do not know what more to do.
Let's see, we could do diplomacy, or we can bluff/lie, and I think that's the better one to do. Perhaps we cross paths for a reason, so that you might aid me in my struggle.
I would welcome such help. I have traveled alone for too long from my brothers and sisters. Perhaps you were called here, just as I was. If so, perhaps the plains have need of us. I pledge myself to your service. Let us see what good we can achieve by our alliance, and may Ilmater bless our endeavor.
Now, where did she go? Okay, before we leave, I had some questions about this place.
Of course. What did you wish to know?
Okay, we did this before. Okay, so Kaelin is a cleric. She's a half celestial, so she gains a number of bonuses and racial feats. She has immunity to disease. She has damage reduction. We gained some influence with her. Now, why was the captain healing? Did he get damaged while he was talking to her? Is there something in here that's sapping his life? Well, I don't know, but there is a locked door over there. Let's see, why don't we talk to her again?
Something you require?
Yeah, I had questions for you.
Of course.
Let's see. Tell me a little about yourself.
My history is in the past, where it belongs. Let us look to the future, and what we may accomplish. I am sorry, but my past efforts have shamed me, and they are difficult to speak of.
Let's see. Forgive me, I meant no disrespect to your privacy.
No, it is I who must ask your forgiveness. Perhaps as we travel more together, I shall find the words and the will to speak them.
I had other questions for you.
Of course.
Let's see. So you're from the upper plains?
I come from the slopes of Celestia. My heritage is evidenced in my wings and my eyes.
Your eyes are unusual.
I noticed that. Your eyes are like mirrors, which makes them doubly pleasing to me. It allows me to admire my reflection without need for a looking glass.
I see.
I hope you can, with eyes like that. I'm a lot to take in at once, so feel free to study me at length if you must. I am used to such attention.
You might need to step back to look again. His ego alone can fill a castle.
Such fire to your words, they burn me. Quick, get the priestess to fan me with her wings.
Are you making light of me?
I would never do such a thing. Although with eyes like yours, do you know what light is?
You are strange. There is much about your heritage that evidences in your behavior.
About Gann?
I am curious what this ebony-eyed creature of the slopes of Celestia sees in a humble hagspawn such as I. Pray, priestess, continue.
Very well. I see that your feet find the patterns of dirt and sand beneath them uncomfortable, as if you are used to stepping in dreams, not earth. You toss about words like a wind around you, in the hopes that their speed and flurry will deflect questions and prevent you from being seen for what you are. You are hurt, gann-of-dreams, and that pain drives you to hurt others, for you have been taught that that is the wheel that turns the world.
You saw that from looking at him? Wow.
Ah, I think your faith has led you astray. and your eyes may not see as deeply as I may have thought. A shame, but no doubt my colors would blind you.
Spectra of color are something I know only from text, not from experience. My eyes do not perceive color as you do. There is only black, white, and little else. It is another mark of my heritage, and I do not find it a hindrance.
So you are blind to colors?
My grandfather once said it was something my belief had chosen, not my blood. I would not call it blindness, but I see the world differently, yes. My eyes can perceive the spectrum of planes at times, even if the array of colors is lost on them.
And what else do your eyes see?
Your journey marked you, and I sense an absence within you as if your heart was removed. Its pain has faded to be replaced with something new, an affliction seeping into the open wound. Whatever affliction I sense within you that has filled the wound, it feels larger than the wound itself, as if the wound is merely a door. I do not know if Ilmater's blessings will aid you, but the fact you bear such pain is a testament to your strength of will.
I had other questions for you.
Of course.
Okay, so you're a follower of the god Ilmater, correct?
That is correct. I am a sister of the Ilmatari, follower of Ilmater, the suffering god. We bring comfort to those in pain, and take the painful burdens of others unto ourselves.
What brought you to the faith?
Many faiths seek to help those who suffer, but it is my feeling that only Ilmater approaches it justly. In Ilmater's teachings I find there is truth. Through his priests and his blessings we seek to help all who hurt. There is a freedom in such all-encompassing sacrifice, I find.
You speak as one who has been treated unjustly, and without freedom as well.
It is difficult to express, and I am not certain I have the words. Suffice to say that I found the call of Ilmater's teaching stronger.
Let's see. No, we don't want to do that one. We're going to lose influence. I had other questions for you.
Of course.
Okay, I met your brother and sister, Efrem and Susah.
Ah, Efrem and Susah. I felt they might search for me. I hope they are not too worried about my absence. If you met them, they must have left the House of the Triad in search of me. I hope they will not be punished.
Punished?
Yes. The menagerie was forbidden to take up weapons again, at my grandfather's command. His throne is high on the slopes of Celestia, and his word carries much weight.
Why were you punished?
Our philosophy veered from the traditional teachings of the divas and angels, and so our paths were forced to part.
That doesn't sound like the whole story.
It is not, but it is a complicated issue, and I fear that sharing it will do more harm than good.
I had other questions for you.
Of course.
Okay, when we met, you mentioned the House of the Triad. What is that?
The House of the Triad is not a temple, nor is it a place upon the prime material plane. It is the name bestowed to the three great mountains circling Mount Celestia on the outer plains. The realms of Torm, Tyr, and Ilmater lie upon the crest of each mountain, and the triumvirate forms the House of the Triad. It is a place of great beauty, where the orchestrations of divas are carried on the wind and sun. But it is sealed to me, and never again shall I know its comfort.
But as a priest of Ilmater, can't you go to his realm?
The House of the Triad is closed to me, as is all of Celestia. Even Ilmater's realm, with its temple that embraces the sky. No creature there can feel pain, fatigue, or even exhaustion. One is renewed within its walls. There are times I miss it, I confess.
Let's see. How... Oh, that must be suffering in itself.
To comfort the suffering is at the heart of Ilmater's beliefs, and it extends to his disciples as well. I thank you for your sympathy. To show compassion for others brings one closer to my God, and those we seek to heal.
I had other questions for you.
Of course.
Okay, What can you tell me about Shadow Mulsantir?
It is a shadow of the city you have left behind, but as you may have perceived when you arrived, it is not an exact imitation. There are distortions of architecture and sometimes a different flow of streets or paths. It is enough to recognize what Shadow Mulsantir is supposed to represent, but not what it is. I hope that served to dispel your confusion rather than compound it. To describe Shadow is an elusive thing.
I had other questions.
Of course.
Okay, any suggestions for how to deal with Oku?
My powers are well served in dealing with the aftermath of a battle, but it would be wise to seek the counsel of one of the shamans of Rashomon in dealing with this army. They know the spirits, the beast gods of this land, far better than I. If this conflict can be settled without violence, they would know.
Yeah, we've already talked to him. Never mind. Alright.
To me, my allies, I shall lead.
I think that's about it for now. She has Divine Might. She has Strength Domain Powers. Let's see. She has all these other racial spells. She has Heal. She's got Power Attack. Extra Turning. Divine Might. Okay. Does extra damage for number of rounds equal to the Charisma bonus. She adds her Charisma bonus to weapon damage. Okay, she can do Word of Faith. She can summon Planetar, which is like summoning a celestial, sort of. Oh, she could do Resurrection, not Heal. Well, that's good to know. And she could do Mass Charm Monster. So now we got 2 party members who can cast that. So she has a Mace +4 and a Shield of Dawn on her. Let's see, I think we can actually give her a better weapon.
Step with me. Come on. Follow along.
In the last episode, we got this Rakshasa staff. But I think that's better suited towards Sophia, because it gives some bonus spells when you use it, and you can cast a bunch of Charm and Dominate spells. So we should probably give this Telther Lakebone to
I shall lead.
Kaelyn the Dove, and that'll replace her Mace +4, because this is almost just like the Mace +4, except you could do Ethereal Jaunt with it. So we'll assign that to the quick keys. Okay, so she has the half plate +4.
Follow along.
Yes?
So let's open up this Greater Magic bag and see if we can give her a better suit of armor than the one she has now. Okay, this Breastplate of Hidden Emoscar. The base AC is 5, but the AC bonus is +6. So it would be like +11. Her dex bonus is +3, but the max dex I think it said was 2. Deep Guardian's plate, it has a AC bonus of 5 with a base AC of 7. Doesn't really give anything special. What about this thing? Death's Handmaiden. She can use it, but then she wouldn't be wearing a shield, would she? Okay, the Ring of Holiness gives about 5 extra bonus spells. And we're going to take out the Ancient Sermon because that's pretty much meant for her. She could use this. It does 1d8 with an extra 2d4. Oh no, it was 2d6 cold damage. The Axe of the Culling does 1d6 fire. It's +3. It does Dispel Magic. Axe of the Bear King does electrical 1d6. But that one's +4 and it's keen.
I bear too much for my feet to heed me.
The Axe of the Bear King is actually the best weapon that she can have right now. Even though it does drop her AC by de-equipping the Shield of Dawn. Well, I suppose we'll just have to put everything into the Greater Magic bag. Okay, she's wearing this Amulet of Divine Radiance, which is giving her a massive Charisma bonus. If we give her the Ancient Sermon, she'll get 3 bonus points to natural armor, plus she'll have 3 bonus spells. Now we can replace that Ring of the Divine Power. It only gives her a level 4 bonus spells. If we give her this other one, and she'll have even more bonus spells. Okay, I think that might be about it for right now. Let's put these things into the magic bag, and then we'll give the bag back to the captain, and then we'll go through her spell book. Looks like she has some more spells that can be memorized. So let's go to level 4. She gets an extra level 4 bonus spell. What should we choose? Well, I really don't see anything that stands out. Pretty much all the ones that I want she's already memorized. Maybe we could do another restoration. I don't think we can get enough of those. Alright, let's go to level 3. We have 2 extra spells we can choose. She has Cure Serious Wounds. Let's do Mass Aid. Always like that one. And she has Prayer already. Magic Circle against alignment. Let's remove that. We'll have an extra one to pick. Let's do Remove Curse, just in case we get cursed, because those things tend to be permanent. And then we'll do maybe Invisibility Purge. Yeah. Alright, let's go to level 2. We got 2 other spells to pick. And maybe we should do Owl's Wisdom. We'll do 2 of those. Living Undeath. Nah. Nah, I'm not really excited by that one. I guess we'll do 2 Owl's Wisdom. We'll do it, one for the captain to raise his will saves, and one for Kalin to raise the DCs of the spell she chooses. And we get 2 level 1 spells, so we're going to pick Shield of Faith. It will give deflection bonuses, and then, I guess we'll just do Inflict Minor Wounds for that one. Alright. That's pretty much it. She has the spells memorized that we want. What will the rest of the Death God's Vault hold? Find out next time. This is Big Los signing off. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and Tango Buendia.